Okay. It's another day of streaming. Let's take a bite. Let's begin. Just while it loads in. All right, let's do this. So, most of us at some point in our life have experienced and felt situations happen. I call them bad. I generalize them as bad. And I think most of us can indicate fairly easily most things that we believe are bad. I'm saying there's many more things that are bad that we don't even realize are meant for bad. But most of us can identify bad things when they're happening. So when bad begins happening, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter how it happened, doesn't matter when it happened. You see, most of us begin getting lost and start focusing on the details, trying to understand how an event happened, trying to piece together what we could have done, what we couldn't have done, what we should have avoided, what we should have tried, so forth and so forth and so forth. And we keep trying to explore new angles, and we keep trying to figure out, what could I do differently this time? What could I change for next time? What could I learn? What could I prevent? What could I explore? What could I try to study? What could I try to earn? What tool can I get? What you guys see, like, hear what I'm talking about. When bad happens, all of these things begin occurring naturally. They begin occurring naturally within us because this is how we've been built from day one, since the moment we were a baby. That when something bad happens, we all try to figure it out. And figuring out might be like, I'm going to take a sip of coffee and I might spill on myself. And when I do, I'm like, oh, how could I prevent that next? Do you guys see? Bad doesn't have to be something absolutely horrific. Bad doesn't have to be something that ruins us permanently. It can be harmless. So the reason why I'm laying the groundwork is because I want everyone to finally piece together that it doesn't matter the severity of the bad. If you've been watching my other streams and my other videos, I talk a lot about severity. And it's because what I want everyone to come to the realization is that severity is irrelevant. Severity is irrelevant. It doesn't matter if it's I've spilled coffee on myself or I spilled water on myself. When it happens, if we don't understand what to do next, they feel in that moment the exact same way. And that's intentional, just so people are aware. It doesn't mean that one got built up more than the other. It doesn't mean that we got more bad in one thing than the other. It just means that when these and we didn't expect them. Because really that's what I'm going for, is that if we don't expect something, if we don't know that it's on the way or something is about to happen. Do you guys get it? What ends up happening is that we were up here in anything that we were doing, right? We've reached the highest of heights, and then all of a sudden we have a forced fall event that occurs. And whenever that happens, that clash, think of it like I just pull you back down, like you're in the heavens, and I bring you back to reality or to hell from 1 second. Do you guys get it? Like, you finally reached your paradise. You see trees everywhere. You're in Elysium. You see a pirate, a beautiful girl, perfection, and all of a sudden then you come back in reality, you're like, oh my God, where am I? That is what I call bad. Do you guys get it? That anything that does that, anything, is bad. So the reason why I'm trying to normalize and trivialize bad is because I want people to understand is that it doesn't matter what it is. It's never going to feel trivial. It doesn't matter what it is. There's certainly severity differences. But what I'm trying to get all of you to realize is it doesn't actually matter. Because the most inconsequential minor decisions, if they created the same setup, which is you didn't expect something, you didn't know something was going to happen, and something was just like taken, or you lost something. I'm saying it doesn't matter what it is, guys. It always feels the same. People are like, that's not possible. That's childish. I'm like, no, this is reality. Anyone who attacks you for saying what I'm saying right now doesn't understand how reality actually works. And usually it exposes that they're doing that because they actually know that they couldn't handle things the way you all do. That's why they attack. So what I want all of you to understand is that there is nothing wrong if you feel something harmless that happens. And harmless you'll even be able to see later as severe. There's nothing wrong with any of you at all. On the contrary, it shows your humanity. It shows that you've got conditioned to things. It shows that you got programmed. It shows that you got built up. It shows that things got installed within you. That's being human. But where all of us fall, where all of us fail, is that we can't identify what those things are. If I built up in your daughter to value a beautiful dress, and I end up drinking coffee near her and I spill coffee on my dress and it ruins her dress, but even if she doesn't even consider that maybe we could clean and save it, but it ruins her dress. Maybe it's like a red dress or a gray dress. Do you guys understand that for her it's extremely severe? It got built up. But I'm saying it doesn't, even if it hadn't got built up, in that moment it's going to feel that way. So what ends up happening is that most of us, when that occurs, when that moment happens, when something bad happens, now you guys understand what something bad actually means. Something bad actually means just that we were up here and then something occurred that we didn't expect and it brings us back down. That's it. That's what bad actually means, just so people are aware. The consequences of it, the follow-up things that happen, the severity of it, all those things are irrelevant. Bad is just a concept that we were up here and then something brings us back down. That's what bad actually is meant to do. Nothing else, just so you guys are aware. So think about that, guys. That means that there's many things around all of us that we're experiencing day by day, minute by minute, that are actually bad, that we think are harmless. I mean, like, they're actually bad because they're bringing us back down to reality. All of us, over and over again. If you guys just had your window open, you guys were hearing random noises. Do you guys understand that those are bad? Do we get it? Even if you guys can make them harmless, they're still a bad. If you don't expect them, they begin happening. They are a bad. In that moment when they happen, they have the same severity as if you lost things that are most nearest and dearest to you, like your own daughter or your son or your pets or anything. Do you guys get it? It's exactly the same. Because it has the same effect. Where the variation happens, where the deviation happens, is what happens after that bad moment. Just think of it like bad happens. Each bad, doesn't matter the severity, causes the same effect. We fall from where we were at because we didn't expect it. Because if we expect it, if we know it, do you guys understand? Doesn't mean that it makes it fun, but we can handle it. But when it happens without us expecting it, there's nothing we can do. Do you guys understand? It's a forced loss, so it just brings us back down. I'm saying that's step one of how bad operates. Then, where we all get it wrong is that, because then we're like, no, you don't understand. I lost something extremely major in my life. I'm like, you did. Because you see, where the deviations start occurring are in the post-bad. That's where things actually begin changing. Because you see, the bad itself had the same effect on us. It doesn't matter what it is. But it's what happens now after. Think about it, guys. If that girl loses her gray dress, and that gray dress is the only thing she had good experiences with. Maybe that's when she, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, think of like all the good things that happened in her life was when she was wearing that gray dress. So if I lose my daughter, and all that happening in my life is with my daughter, or maybe it's been years without good. Do you guys get it that now my daughter is the gray dress? So if something causes bad to my daughter, do you guys get it? I would be completely destroyed. So you see, if something bad happens to this girl's gray dress, she's now completely destroyed. And people can't understand it. We laugh at it. We mock them. We pity them. But we don't understand it. I'm saying it's because it gets built up that way. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? But that means that it's not when the bad happens. Because when the bad happens, it causes the same effect on everyone. But it's what happens after. So for something to have an effect after, it means that it had to have got built up. Just so people are aware. If nothing got built up in something, you guys can just shrug it off. That's why for like if we were just, if all of us were just temporarily got borrowed clothes, like I got a gray sweater and gray pants, and the girl got the gray dress, and we all spilled coffee on each other. Do you guys understand that? Most of us would just be like, that's fine. They're gonna give us new gray outfits anyway. Do we get it? Because in the moment when the bad happens, it feels bad. But then we're like, oh, wait a minute. We can just get new outfits. Nothing bad happen. There's no problem. We see that nothing got built up. We can understand the reality. We can choose a response but you see, we choose a response. We choose a response based on all the variables that got built up throughout an extended period of time. That's how we all operate in response to bad. We don't understand that. So bad happens, brings us down. Then when we walk one step further, I call it the proof of choice. The proof of choice moment is when we start evaluating everything that has got both the good and the bad. Because in that point, think of it like there's positive variables that get sent at us, like light energy, and negative variables that get sent at us, dark energy. And then they're having like this clash, or like dark spirits, I think Final Fantasy VII, like rebirth, and they're floating around us. And whichever got more built up has more either dark spirits or light spirits, and they go. And whoever wins that little, like think of it like they're having a little battle, both of them. And then whoever has more is the victor. There's no actual, it's not complex. It's a simple math equation. A conditional branch, a check. Does this have more light or does it have more dark? And if it has more dark, what ends up happening is we end up going on a path of revenge. We end up going on a path of trying to cause bad. We end up going on a path of trying to make decisions that can get back at something. We end up going on a path that can make us want to hurt something. We end up going on a path that can further future storylines. And just so you guys understand, the only deviation to this, the only caveat is that sometimes if we haven't healed, if we haven't understood how reality operates, that they can change our lens and our recency. If they can keep us away from something for sufficient time and they are injecting us with negatives and it's just repeated and reinforced in our head, it can change how we view things. So we can view something as bad regardless of if it is or isn't. And then do you guys see the dark spirit battle, when the dark and the light spirits battle in the proof of choice moment? The dark spirits always win because they temporarily, think of it like they just temporarily capture the light spirits in a bottle, and then they put a lid on, put it away for a moment. It's just gone temporarily. It'll come back if they can remember. But you see, they intentionally to hide that jar so they can't remember in that moment. Because maybe a year or two later, they're going to be like, wait a minute. Why did I hate, like, my girl back then or something like that? And you guys can't even, you think about it and you're like, oh my gosh, they made me forget temporarily. And that's just how it is. Do you guys get it? Like, that's just reality. So you see, there is a possibility for the proof of choice moment to be corrupted, to be controlled. There's nothing you can do about that unless the people learn. This is why I've been trying to teach people all of this knowledge, because they don't understand that they get trapped in these circles and these little prisons that the world creates for them, these bubbles. And all they get to see is one thing, all they get to hear is one thing, and they don't know how to voice. They don't know how to ignore the suggestions that get presented to them. So they start walking down storylines that aren't theirs, and they start getting presented information to start deviating them, start changing them, start making them care about the wrong things. And before they know it, they forgot everything else. They don't even know who they are anymore. And they just respond to things, because that's really what it is, guys. The whole goal of how this world operates in today's world is every moment, every time we experience any sense that is not us. Just so you guys understand, what does not us mean? It means that we didn't self-source it. So the music that's playing right now in the background, I chose it. Do you guys understand? It's my proof of choice moment. I chose the song, despite knowing what it means to me. I chose it. So at this point, do you guys understand if right now this song just changed to it, like morphed like in front of me, like the visual, the sound, all of it just like transformed. Maybe it's another song that I enjoy, but you guys understand, I didn't choose that. That's what I'm trying to get you all to realize. If I didn't choose that, it means that what it's trying to make me do is it's trying to make me respond. You see, I'm not even saying that it changed into something bad. It might have changed into something good. But do you guys see, since I didn't choose it, it first happens, the bad step one happens. All of a sudden I'm up here, and then I go down here, and I'm like, wait a minute. But then you guys see, then the proof of choice moment happens, where I evaluate, wait, this new song and this new visual is, maybe it has like a beautiful girl that got drawn and nice boobs and everything, and I just enjoy looking at it. It calms me while I'm doing this. And then right after that, other things that begin happening. And then all of a sudden, the music changes, and I'm like, wait, do I enjoy this music or do I hate it? And I'm like, it actually doesn't matter. Do you guys get it? Because then we can choose. But most of us can't, because there's a proof of choice moment that happens. But all they're trying to do is get us to respond. And I'm saying, guys, it's not easy. It's not easy, because if you the more time you go with not responding, the more they escalate over and over again, because all they want is to get us to respond. That's how this world operates. Everything that we experience that we didn't self-source is just a sense, just a variable that to get us to respond. To get us to respond means first, because you guys see, even if it's a good thing, every good thing starts through a bad. What do I mean by that? Because bad is, we are up here, we didn't expect something, boom. But then proof of choice moment happens, where the clash between dark and light occurs. Wait, I got a gift, a surprise gift from my girl. Oh my God, yes. You see, all of a sudden that starts happening. It's like, oh, I love my girl. She's so awesome. She's so nice to me. So you see more light. But she was mean once yesterday. It doesn't matter. And the light wins. And all of a sudden we're like, hey, can I give you a hug? Can I hold your hand? Can I give you a kiss? Can I give you a massage on the bed? Do you guys understand? Like, it changes things, because in that moment, then we have a proof of choice moment, and then we respond. But you guys see? Even saying thank you. Like Beetle, Wind Waker. Thank you. Do you guys get it? Like, it's still a response, because something presented that we didn't choose, that we didn't self-source, and now we have to respond. This is how reality actually operates. Just so you guys are all aware. This is how reality operates. So, what I encourage all of you to do is to reflect on this for a few minutes. Join me in reflecting on this. You're like, wait a minute. I do have to respond to things. Because hear what I just said. I do have to respond to things if they present, if I didn't expect them. I do have to respond to things that present if I didn't expect them. What I'm trying to get all of you to realize is that we don't. But it doesn't feel that way now, does it? Just think back about some of the harmless, positive things that happened in your youth. Maybe when you were a little kid, maybe the first time you went to Disney, if you went to Disney, or some kind of theme park, or maybe the first time you saw an animal that you didn't know before, or the first time you went to the zoo, maybe you went with your parents or something like that. You can see, like, you're learning new things, and every time you learn something new, think of it like the bad moment happens, and then after the bad moment happens, then we have a proof of choice moment. I'm saying the proof of choice moment is always affected by everything that's been built up. So you guys see, most of us, when we're experiencing new for the first time something, most of us should just be able to either ignore it or just walk neutral. So we don't go light or dark. We should be able to just keep walking forward. Because doesn't that indicate that nothing got built up? But I'm saying, guys, there's almost nothing in this world that operates that way anymore for all of us, because what you guys are going to realize is that there's approximations, there's associations, there's information that gets presented to each and every one of us everywhere we go. If I tell you guys right now, I'm like, hey, just so you guys know, red salsa is a much better introductory salsa into the world of spiciness. When you feel the discomfort of spiciness, sit with it for a second. And then be like, wait, I feel less hungry. It lets me experience different feelings. It lets me think about things a little differently. This is good. Can I start building a positive association with this? Yeah. You guys are like... So now, maybe you guys go to Mexico or someplace in the next year, and a choice presents. All of a sudden it's like, all right, we're going to offer all you Americans or Europeans or whatever, it doesn't matter. We're going to offer you guys salsa to go with your tacos and your fish tacos and something like that. And so maybe while you guys watch whales, they're going to offer you guys that. Which salsa do you want? Do you want the red or do you want the green salsa? So many of us, when that choice happened, now you see, now it's what I call the bad moment happen. Think about that, guys. I'm calling that a bad moment. Because we didn't expect that. You guys understand? Which means that we didn't understand, we didn't know something was going to happen. So in that moment, this happens within, it could be 2 seconds. Do you guys understand? The bad moment might only last for 2 seconds. It was like, oh my gosh, I have to choose a salsa. Like, what? But then the proof of choice moment happens immediately. And the proof of choice moment is this storm, this cloud within us. And it draws from every single thing that's been built up in us and that's been told in us. But it mostly draws from recency and repeated reinforcement. It can draw from everything, but you guys see, it has to be reinforced. Remember what I said? Repeated, recency, and reinforcement. Those are the main things it draws from. But if I've only had good experiences with salsa my entire life, with green salsa, my entire life for 18 years or 20 years or 30 years, I'm gonna be like, can I have the green salsa? But what if I intentionally right now, my recency, my path of recency has been, I'm just trying to explore new because I've realized I've mastered everything in my first 30 years of my life. I want to now explore and learn new things. So I'm going to choose the red salsa, despite actually my proof of choice moment would have been dictating that I respond by choosing the green salsa, because all my positives are toward green salsa. Do you guys understand? So the repeated reinforcement and the recency can change things as well. I would choose the red salsa in this case, because I'm like, well, I want to explore something new. But let's say you guys have almost nothing built up with salsa. But most of you, what you're going to realize is that you do. Maybe you saw your mom once try a salsa in the store from the supermarket. She tried it and she's like, oh my gosh, space. Oh, now I have heartburn. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Do you guys understand that without us even realizing it, all of us just experienced dark spirit points got attached. to salsa now without us even understanding. Unless we view our mother's misery eating spicy food as bad or as funny. But we feel bad for her. You see, it's just a little bit more neutral. It's not just dark or light. But you guys see how complex it gets, is that it also is based on our interpretation of that, if it's a positive or negative. Determines on what has been our recency. Maybe in that moment we were like funny things because we haven't laughed a lot. So we see that and we laugh about our mom's reaction. But it's not actually funny. Do you guys get it? But you see, then it didn't get installed as a negative. We might actually be like, and my mom. And so when we are about to choose the salsa, we might even then, let's say I went to this resort with my girl, and they present that option, red or green salsa. I might even stop her and be like, hey, like let's say like the chef is asking us which one. I'm like, hold on a second. And I'm like, let me tell you guys a quick story. Like, when I was young, my mom in like Jamaica bought this like this red supermarket salsa, and we didn't really know what it was, but we tried it, and holy crap, it was they created it from I forget what the spiciest pepper in the Caribbean is, but it was so spicy, you have no idea. Like, it just burned all of us, and she had to put like powdered sugar around her mouth and ice cubes because it burned her. She just like had the heartburn and all stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna choose the red salsa because I want to see if it's as spicy as that. People are like, that's not what I thought, where I thought you were going with this, but all right. You see, like, your girl not being like, oh, I'll take the green salsa. Do you guys get it? So even if we don't have a lot built up, the recency of that could even just change how we interpret something in the proof of choice moment. Because I injected that into my girl. Why do you think so many people ask, like, what would you recommend? What would you guys suggest? Because all of a sudden an event occurs, like, hey, what do you want? And then that's what I call a bad moment. But then the proof of choice moment happens, like, I'm just trying to choose what to eat, and eating is a good thing. All right. Do you guys see the initial fall from 100 to 0 to reset us, and then we have to choose, is actually what a bad moment is. But then how we feel about it and how we respond to it is actually the game. That's really how life works. Because I'm saying, guys, there's a million bad moments that are happening all around us per day. Yet most of us respond positively to them because we don't have a lot of dark or negatives built up to them. That's just how it is. If right now I play a song that I know you enjoy versus I play a song that I know you don't, do you guys get it? So you see, it's not music. It's just music. It's just, you see, it's not simple, guys, but the core concept is we have to understand what gets built up in us. We have to be able to see it. We have to be able to view it as an outsider. Like, whoa. So that's how that happened. But most of us can't see the events, the variables, the words that have been put into our head, the things that are getting pushed to us repeatedly, that are being said to us, the ads, the emails, the messages, the notifications, everything that we consume, every single thing. We all can't see it anymore. And I'm telling you guys that when the bad event happens and the proof of choice moment happens, there's something in this reality that, like I said, all they want is us to respond, but they want us to respond the way they intend. Yet, do you guys understand, even if we don't respond the way they intend, we're still responding. And what is a response? A response is, so the proof of choice moment happens. Usually they want us either dark or light depending on what storyline we're writing. Because if right now I present to you a girl that I want you to date, and I make her send you like a picture of her dog, You see, if I never respond, guys, the story is over. I mean, she might send more messages, but the story is over then. What if I wanted her or you to respond to her so the story continues? Do you guys get it? So that means that I would have to make something happen to make you respond. It's just that simple. Like if right now, if a beautiful girl sent that to you, but you didn't know she was a beautiful girl because you never met her, most of us wouldn't respond. But if I'm like, it's the beautiful girl that I met yesterday, I'm going to respond. Do you guys see like those variables that got built up, that got reinforced, that got presented to us, modify our response when something happens? And it's the most important thing that we have to learn. It's the most complex thing. I'm trying to simplify this right now, but I'm telling you guys, if you guys master this, it's the entire game of life. It's the entire game of life. You have to understand the proof of choice moment, and you have to understand that until you do, the proof of choice moment is not a choice. Well, I guess that's the punchline. That's the takeaway from this, is that when bad happens, and now you guys know, when a bad happens, all it is the moment going from 100 to 0 to something. So that means that now we reset, and now it's like, all right, now choose. Even if it's a good thing, do you guys understand? Oh, that beautiful girl messaged me. That's right. You see the proof of choice moment that's going on inside us, the storm. It's like, I talked to that beautiful girl yesterday in the purple dress, and then she did a little. She actually offered me to cook. She's like, I'll cook for you. And I like cooking in my pajamas, and dancing by the cutting board. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. She said all that. Of course I'm gonna respond. Of course. Do you guys understand that? But it happens so quick. It's so fast. Think of it like we're a computer that is just processing things a million miles per second. That's just reality. That's how we operate. But we draw from all of those variables that got built up, installed in us. But I'm saying we all need to start developing the skill set to identify the variables that are affecting the proof of choice moment. It's the most important skill set to have, because if you do, you already can start. Because what I'm trying to get everyone to realize is that you can start seeing, hearing, feeling girls' boobs. Yeah, just shooting positives for myself. You can start seeing, hearing, and feeling what's getting built up before an event happens. Like, do you guys see, like, things start occurring, to start developing recency, to start developing reinforcement, to start developing a lens change. The bad occurs and the proof of choice moment happens. We respond a certain way, and we don't even understand why or how. We can't comprehend it. We don't even think about it as really what it is. We just walk forward, and it's like there's no hesitation. Most of us admire that. We're like, wow, look at that. I'm like, it's actually horrible. It's sad, because it means that we're responding based on what got built up versus being able to actually choose. And I'm saying, guys, that that's intentional, because if I can get each and every one of you to respond to something the way I know you want. What if I want you to respond to the girl? I want you to choose the red salsa. I want you to do those things, because what it's going to lead to next is what I am trying to make happen. Shouldn't I make sure that I present the correct things to make everyone respond the way I want, so the story happens the way I want? Do you guys get what the proof of choice moment and understanding the variables that can make us go either light or dark in our response is the entire game of life? Because everything is just a response until you understand this, because then you can break free. Reflect on that one for a second, guys. So, if you are able to start seeing, because what I'm telling you guys is it starts getting built up days in advance, hours in advance, weeks in advance. It needs to start getting, the recency needs to start getting brought back. The reinforcement needs to start happening. all those things need to start occurring so that when the moment the choice presents, we guarantee that someone's gonna choose what we want. I'm telling all of you that that's just how life operates. If that scares you, then you guys need to sit on that and be like, why am I choosing to respond with fear? You guys get it? And even how we choose to respond like that to what I just said, that something's intentionally making sure to build up things and bringing back recency before any event happens in our life, so that they know exactly how we're going to respond. If that scares all of you, you have to ask yourself, why is my proof of choice moment trending toward fear when shepherd star is saying that? That means that something else is getting built up throughout my life that makes me respond that way. Do you guys see? It's literally, you can view everything like this now. You can evaluate every single incident, every single situation that happens, every single sense, every single noise, every single taste, every single feel, every single thing. Because senses are just there to communicate information, just so you guys understand. We actually communicate through senses, not through words. It's just a sense. Do you guys understand? Everything is just a sense presents something, and then it populates a thought. That's just how it is. Do you guys understand? But they first have to attach what the thought equals. So sense equals this, sense equals this, sense equals that. That's how they do it. So then if they can present the correct senses, then they can start presenting the correct equals, and the correct equals have either light spirit points or dark spirit points. So then they can determine which path we walk when a bad happens, because then we respond the way that they intend. That's just how it is. If they want us to respond with the dark spirit path or bad, then they just present more of the senses that have dark to them, that have been installed throughout our life. Because just so you guys, when we're born, there are none. They very quickly, though, just so you guys understand, because of the families and circles that we're born in, certain things start getting attached, have light spirit points attached and dark spirit points attached, without us even doing anything. We don't have a choice there. Do you guys get it? We don't have a choice, because that's why people call it generational trauma. It gets passed down because, you understand, if we're born into a circle or an area that has already pre-established light things attached and dark things attached, we don't have a choice when we're first being raised. They're getting attached to us just because we're there. Shortly after, we can break that. We can start breaking it basically the moment we're like 2 years old, just so you guys understand. It's possible. Not only possible, it happens. It's real, but it's not easy. Because I'm telling you guys, if every day I'm telling you guys, don't choose the red salsa. Don't choose the red salsa. It gives you heartburn. It hurts you. It's too spicy. It's uncomfortable. When the moment, unless you have light spirit points towards rebelliousness, you're always going to not choose the red salsa. If you have positives towards shepherd star, and shepherd star is telling you that, do you guys understand? You just believe shepherd star. And this is the same concept, just throwing it in, because this is what my journey the past few months. But that's why references and referrals and recommendations and all this stuff are completely useless. Do you guys get it? Because it's just based on the points that something has. It doesn't mean anything. Just so you guys understand, it doesn't mean anything. It's just based on the points that something has. If I have negative points towards you, I'm telling you guys, every single person, until they're aware of this, the proof of choice moment and what bad actually is, they will always choose to respond with bad. Because they can't control their response. I'm telling you guys, this is the answer to everything. To everything. So everything is just trying to get us to respond. Every single thing, just so you guys are aware. Everything. Anything that's not us, that we don't source, is just trying to force responses. And now you guys know it's because the way reality operates is, the way they write our stories is, they just want us to go responding from one thing to the next. Think of it like per day. I conceptualized the other day through a board game. It's a really great example, but like, I'm going to use Mühle from Germany, but just think of board game as like checkers or chess, all right? And there's 10, I don't know, what do you call them, guys? Spaces that you have to, like, your character, and you, like, roll a dice or something like that. Or maybe you can only move one spot a turn. Every time you move one spot, an event happens. An event is just a sense presents, information presents. But you see, information has a sense. Could be words, could be music, could be a sound, anything. And then every time that happens, we have to choose a response. Based on the response that we choose, we get either light points or dark points towards something. And then at the end of the board game, when we reach the 10th spot, then all our points get taken into consideration, and then now we have to choose a final choice. And that will determine what we do next, or how we respond to the grand storyline of that game. Could be like, hey, we won or we lost, and how we react is based on that. But so what I'm trying to get you that every single turn, every single spot that we walk, we have to choose a response. And that's life. Just so you guys think about, like, each time we go somewhere, or each day, if you guys even want to look at it on a more grander scale, is that there's events that happen. Let's think of it like there's 50 events that happen per day. There's way more, but I'm just trying to keep it simple. If every day, 50 events, and there's 365 days a year, do you guys get it? So that means that when you add it all up, because the year, remember, the recency is the most important thing, and what's repeated and reinforced, but we can draw from the things in the past as well. So then when we are all responding, then when the proof of choice moment happens, it's based on those 10 turns that we did on the board game, guys. You guys starting to find the piece. I'm trying to explain this because I guess what led me to this is that I realized that the majority of people don't see this, and it disturbs me because it's everything. They can't understand that their reactions and their decisions are being predetermined for them. And if I said that to all of you would get angry, and I'm like, why do you guys get angry? That's use that to explore this. And then they're like, you're crazy. I'm like, why are you calling me crazy? Is that too? Why, you guys understand? So if I present this to someone and they don't understand it and they get angry, and then I say you're being controlled, all your actions are predetermined, all your responses are predetermined, and then they get angry. Do you guys understand? So one, seeing that they can't see it is one. Do you guys understand? Then two, their anger response is another one. And then three, their attack, calling me crazy or attacking anything I'm saying, there's three things that I'm like, wow, they just can't see it. They don't get it. They can't understand three different proof of choice moments and why they're responding that way. Each one exposes that. Do you guys get it? I'm like, hold on, guys. There's no reason to get angry. Just think about it. Why would you get angry when I say that to all of you? Do you understand? Like, they can't pause and even think about that anymore because their response, their reaction is predetermined. And I'm saying partially a big culprit is that what I'm telling you guys is if it got built up and attached to negatives from our past, because that's really what they do, just so you guys understand. The light, as senses present, light or dark, they attach the light or the dark to specific things, guys. We can learn how to do so too. It gets complicated, so I'm not going to get talking about that today. But they can attach it to specific things, right? So then if those things present, we feel either more positive or more negative. It's just, if you guys had listened to the song before and you had a good experience with it, do you guys understand that if you heard this right now, you would naturally be feeling more positive? And you wouldn't even understand why. And I'm saying it's because it got attached, those points to it. It's so important to be able to start seeing this. If you guys can't pause, because I'm telling you guys, when something presents, without us even choosing, we immediately feel the attached points, whichever direction it's trending toward. And I'm telling you guys, just so you guys understand, is that this might scare some people, but there's every single thing. If something that controls this world wants to, they can actually make the same sense. Just think like it has like a decibel difference. They can make the same sense, have dark points attached instead of neutral, without anything changing. They can actually do that. Which means that it's not easy. Do you guys understand? Because sometimes we think it's just like a general thing, but I might see, like, let's say like I see one bird and I don't feel any negative there, but then there's another bird and I do. You guys understand? It's not, I might not even have had any bad experiences with that bird. You guys get what I'm trying to tell you is that there's certain things that are actually created intentionally. I'm saying they're illusions, but some of you guys get scared when I say that. Again, why would that happen? Why would that scare you guys? Why would you react that way? I'm saying they have attached negatives or positives to them without us even having a say in the matter. I'm not saying they don't have some of our positives or negatives, but I'm saying they attach extra things to them. They intentionally attached it. Do you guys understand? It's like, think of it right now. I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to put an extra +5 to this bread right now. For no reason. It's just, I'm the creator of this world and I'm going to choose to do that. And I'm saying, you guys, all of a sudden you guys see this bread today and you're like, whoa, I just feel so much more positive all of a sudden. I'm saying, without us even understanding how it's happening, we feel more positive. And I'm saying that's them. Anyway, that's really complex knowledge. Most people never get there. But if you guys are interested, send me a comment, send a reply. I'll explain all this to you guys in depth. So imagine that, guys. You guys see how complex I could talk about this part of how they attach positives or negatives to things for years, just so you guys understand. I could do a 50-hour video on it and it still wouldn't be done. There's always more. There's always another angle of how I could explain it or approach it, because there's just so much to it, just so you guys understand. It never ends. It never ends, and I always can simplify it more, explain it another way. The takeaway there, though, is what's the underlying is that we're made to feel a certain way without us even having a choice. When a sense presents, something presents. And think about it, guys. Every time we feel a certain way, if we can recognize that feeling, so let's say if I feel fear or anger, every time a certain sense presents. So let's say you guys just got negatives installed when you were a kid with coffee. And then every time you see someone with coffee, you feel fear and anger. Do you guys understand that every time you feel it, a negative is being reinforced? +1 dark is being reinforced without us even understanding it. Because if it's a sense or a feeling that we've never experienced before, we don't know. Do you guys understand? But once we can understand it and be like, that's fear, that's this, that's that. Oh, that's a negative thing, that's a negative thing. Do you guys get it? So then they can start making that feeling appear whenever they want. And they can start building hatred and negative conditioning towards something without us even realizing it. It happens, guys, if you don't understand how to interrupt your mental world because something else is building it up when something presents, they start creating a lot of negative towards something. And I'm telling you guys, before you know it, then all your responses are controlled. You can't even evaluate something from a grounded level. You can't even consider something neutrally anymore. You guys just choose based on how you feel and what got built up. And if I ask you to identify, can you identify how this got built up? All of you will attack. All of you will get angry. All of you will call it a waste of time. All of you guys will say I'm stupid, I'm crazy. And I'm saying, well, how did that get built up? And then when that usually happens, then usually they escalate further and they want to stab me with a Q-tip. You guys understand? And I'm not doing it to be rebellious. I'm not doing it to be problematic. I'm actually just trying to get them to learn. I'm like, all right, I get it. You hate the things that I do or the things I talk about, but how did that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? What got built up? What got presented? Can you identify that? Do you guys understand? I can identify why every single one of my positives, every single one of my negatives are that. I know exactly how they did it, when it happened. People are like, isn't that terrifying? I'm like, no, it's not. You guys don't want to operate as a god, as a creator? Why not? Why not? They're like, well, so why not? Do you guys see, like, I don't want to take the fun out of the game. I just feel. So why do you feel that way? What got built up to make you operate that way? You guys understand what I'm trying to say? Like, if you can start evaluating that, like, well, why don't I want to know all the answers inside of me, the experiences that make me not want to know how reality actually operates? Why am I afraid of that? Why am I afraid of understanding that all my positives, all my negatives got created for me until I became aware of that and I started creating my own? I'm telling you guys, all of mine were created for me. And because I guess what I'm trying to get you guys to realize is that when we can choose again, is that when we understand this, is that we can then choose if we want something to continue being our positive or not. I'm saying I had an excessive amount of positives toward Latina girls, but just girls in general growing up. But then I kind of pushed them away because I wanted to focus on other things. And I'm saying now, I'm like, yeah, I love the Latina push. Do you guys get it? It's just incredible. Doesn't mean that I have to choose a Latina. The girl I dated was American, a blonde girl. You guys understand that I have more positives toward Latinas because of how I grew up. I lived in more Latin American countries growing up. You have to be able to understand that. You guys have to be able to understand that. And then you can choose, like, do I still want to remain focused on Latinas? Or can I just choose everything, but I can still gravitate and prefer a Latina-looking girl? Do you guys understand? That shouldn't terrify you. That should actually make you happy. It should make you feel free because now you can choose. You understand. I understand how that got built up. I understand how that got created. And now I can choose. Doesn't mean that I have to. But now I can choose. Why wouldn't you guys want to choose? Because I guess that's really where I've been going with this, is that the proof of choice moment, when that storm happens, if we respond the predetermined way, it means, like, if they put a blonde girl in front of me and a Latina girl in front of me, I'm always going to choose Latina. But I'm like, wait a minute. There's more to that. I can reflect on that, and I can now choose. I can respond based on my own choosing. There's other things that can modify a choice and determine how I react and how I respond. It isn't just so simple. Unless all I care about is their appearance or their ethnicity. You guys see, but look how complex that gets. Then I'm like, so then if that's all I care about, then that. If that's all I care about, well, then that. Do you guys understand? I don't know how to explain this in another way other than until you are aware of what gets built up in us. And I use the example with our families. We don't have a choice, guys. It starts getting created into us. In school, just so you guys are aware, school is it's 18 years, and if you go to university, essentially 22 years, give or take, of them just installing the variables. That's all it is, just so people are aware. That's what school actually is. Does that ruin school for all of you? So the people who are still going to school years later, getting all their degrees, all that stuff, just so you guys understand, it just means that the things that are controlling this world have deemed you as unfit to be out in the reality without having more variables installed into you. They want you to have more variables installed so that they can now further guarantee all of your decisions and paths and choices and how you respond to things. The more time someone spends in school, the more reinforced it is, which means that they can never deviate. They always will choose based on all the variables that got installed in them, because now they can't ever question. You guys see, everyone worships and views the people who have all these degrees as a good, worst thing possible, because it means that all their choices, all their responses are predetermined. I see people who have a PhD, and I view them as just so you guys know, I view them as someone that I don't want to spend any time with, because they can't question anymore. All their responses are predetermined. You'd be like, that's not true. They learned how to question. I'm like, wrong. Because all the variables got installed into them. And since they can't identify how everything got built up, because you guys see, like, within 5 minutes of interacting with someone, I can tell if they can identify all of their conditioning or not, how they got built up. I can identify that. And if I identify that they can't see that, it doesn't mean that I think that they're an idiot. It doesn't mean that I think that they're stupid. It doesn't mean that I think that they're evil. It means that I now know that I cannot converse about these things with them. I know now what their level is. I know what they're capable of. And I know that, and just to put it frankly, Franklin the turtle, is that essentially they're level 1. If there's 100 levels in this world, they're level 1. Because if they can't see that, you guys understand that means that whatever they're currently doing or whatever path they're currently walking, every single decision is predetermined. Every single response is predetermined. They don't have a proof of choice moment. And people are like, well, yeah, they're always choosing the correct decision based on everything they've learned because they're so well educated. I'm like, wrong. They're just choosing what's something else determined for them to choose. How is that exciting? How is that cool? How is that a good thing? Excuse me, that's extremely sad. Because that means that I'm not actually interacting with a human. I'm basically interacting with an AI chatbot. Because they can't deviate. Because they can't choose. Alright, I didn't think I was going to talk about that, but that was good. So the takeaway is response. They're always trying to get us to respond based on the things that got installed in us. Because until you can see how each thing got installed in all of you, the way you respond is predetermined. It's that simple. And if you have a negative reaction to what I just said, then that's because you can't identify how that got installed. Why would me saying that to you, that all of your choices are predetermined, make you have an adverse reaction? What got installed to do that? If you can't pause and reflect on that, it means that you're completely under their control. It's just that simple, guys. You see, like, it should be something that excites you. Be like, wait a minute, how could I break free from that? But most of you can't do that. And I'm like, if you can't pause to think about that at all, then I'm telling you guys, then you're vulnerable. And that's what leads me to where I'm going to next, is that now you guys understand that if we can't identify the things that get built up, that are getting reinforced, or the recency that's getting built up, we respond the way they intend. The proof of choice moment, the storm happens exactly the way they choose. Which means that now we know that as we continue walking day by day, every time we roll the dice or remove our character in the board game, in Moodle, or chess or checkers, is that events are presenting to us that are going to force us to respond. What do responses lead to? Stories. Because what happens, guys, so now you guys understand that I call bad just that moment that it's something unexpected that we didn't know that was happening, and takes us from 100 to 0. It just kind of like resets us neutrally. But then the proof of choice moment is what determines how we feel about it. And then based on how we feel is how we walk. But what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that let's now dig a little deeper. Bad, and we feel bad. The proof of choice moment went dark, so we feel bad. Now we can kind of understand how that got built up, what got created to make us respond that way, to feel that way. But you guys see, like, let's say like we actually suffered loss. Severity or no severity, we now know doesn't matter either, but we not only it feels us, but we know it got built up to matter to us. Remember the girl with the gray dress, Brecky, and she lost her gray dress, and it's severe for her. It hurts her, but it got built up. Do you guys understand? So she actually suffered loss. So when that, now let's operate under that hypothetical. So we actually suffered bad, because bad first caused the event that leads to a proof of choice. But then if it goes down to the dark spirit path, darkness path, then that means that we actually went bad, proof of choice, storm, bad. So that's where we're at currently, guys. That's how they got us to respond. So now we still haven't made a choice yet. Do you guys understand? We still haven't made a choice yet. But now we feel bad. And when we feel this way, because now we've identified that it's something got built up and it actually is a loss. I'm saying, guys, usually this step doesn't exist for 9 out of 10 humans today. I would even say probably 10 out of 10. This step doesn't exist for all of you because this is what I call the pause step. And when we pause, we can actually just decide for ourselves how we want to respond to something, regardless if it made us feel bad or made us feel good. Because I'm saying most of us, if it makes us feel good, we just respond positively and do a positive path. And if it makes us feel bad, but the positive path don't mean it's a good thing for us. You guys get it? But if it makes us feel bad, then we respond with bad, with revenge. But you see, that means that what our actual response is based on the proof of choice storm, and then how we feel, and then our action is guaranteed, is predetermined. But let's sit at that feel moment, the pause moment. So do you guys get it? Like, so now that girl whose grade got ruined feels bad. When that moment happens, let's say she actually listened to Shepherd Star. And she learned that, wait a minute, that's right. This gray dress got built up. All the best things that have happened in my life so far. But see, even that, you guys see how complex it gets? Like, why are those the best things that happened in my life so far? How did that get? You guys see, it gets extremely complex, but I'm just trying to get people to start thinking if anyone actually does listen to this. All those things got built up. So the things that she considers that matter to her, that's what her focus is. And she's like, okay, so the gray dress, I got ruined. I now know why I feel the way I do because it got ruined. Because I know that it's the thing that I felt like it made things matter. I felt like it's the thing that made me perform better, whatever. And then now, so that ruining that, and then they attach it to coffee. So now if I ever see coffee, I think bad. That's not the case. Coffee's great for me. Right? I have attached it to girls, but in Westheim, Germany. But for most people, you see, like, for now, that girl with the great dress, Brecky, hates coffee because of that. And people don't understand that. And it's because they attached the destruction of her great dress, which is her salvation, which was her everything, which is the best thing. And they attached that destruction to coffee because coffee is what destroyed it in her mind. But see, it could also be the person. What if it was like, let's just say like a Chinese guy or something. Like, let's say I'm the Chinese consul. You guys understand? I'm not. I'm half Mexican, half German. But let's say I was Chinese, and a Chinese diplomat, and I did that. Jack Bauer. And she now will have negatives toward Chinese people as well. Do you guys understand? So now the gray dress destruction moment got now attached to coffee and Chinese people. But what if also, when I did it, I was wearing this vest and a shepherd tassel from Final Fantasy VIII Griever necklace. All these things. This is my shepherd vest, right? And bracelets. So do you guys see, like, now if she sees an approximation of anyone outside or in a video or in an ad that's like wearing a vest with bracelets that has like a necklace like this, a talisman, do you guys understand that even that approximation has now negatives? And now they attach that to us as well to the gray destruction dress. Do you guys understand how this is the answer, by the way, guys? This is how they do it. So do you guys see, like, if she doesn't piece this together at any point, all of a sudden she's like, let's say at a get together, like a family reunion, and that she doesn't really know that well is wearing like this vest and like a purple shirt, and she just feels worse. She doesn't remember what I said, guys, it's how we feel, and she doesn't understand. So then the whole event at that reunion, the way she's responding, the way she's operating, she's actually choosing to operate worse. And it's because of that, because of approximations. Do you guys understand? That's fucking hilarious. I'm just laughing because they're just putting thoughts into my head right now. Just so you guys know, when they do that, it's because it's the answer. They're mad. So, if in this case I'm calling this girl Brecky with the gray dress, a beautiful blonde girl with braids, if she doesn't understand that, if anyone even just asks, like, hey, do you want coffee for breakfast? She immediately starts feeling more negative. Hear what I'm saying, guys? Does that happen almost everywhere we go today in this world? Does people offer us coffee? Even like a hotel in Germany or something. Do you guys understand? So that means that girl doesn't understand why sometimes she's like, oh, she even starts self-identifying herself as, I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. And she doesn't understand why. What is the drink that most people have in the morning? Coffee. Do you guys? So, until she starts getting more positives, all of her responses are now essentially predetermined because all of her proof of choice moments are going towards the negative field. But let's say she started identifying like, so I need to avoid people that have this approximation of shepherd star and the bracelets, and I need to avoid coffee now, and I need to, you guys get, I need to avoid Chinese people because they created negatives toward them. But you see, what I'm trying to make all of you realize is that if they successfully manage that, you can rewrite it, but it's almost impossible. Because it takes extensive repetition. It takes extensive time. You need to create new, back then I called them conditioning artifacts. That's what they are, but think of like new positive experiences to start pushing down the negatives. And so let's say she starts hanging out with, literally she decides to spend time with a group of 10 Chinese girls and guys. And that's all she does for like 6 months straight. And the first 2 months are horrible. But do you guys understand, after that, they've had so many positive experiences together, that group of 10 with her, that after the 6 months, she now views them positively. Do you guys understand? But the negative will still exist. Once in a while, if she creates distance from them again, and now she just starts to see a random Chinese guy and has like a vest, do you understand? That's sufficient for her again. She's like, but oh wait. Do you guys see like why rewriting, even though it is the answer, is almost impossible? Because it never gets rid of what, if they created a negative intentionally for us, because what I'm trying to get people to realize is they create the negatives intentionally for us. It's intentional. Moments and key destruction, things that matter to us. It's how they do it over and over again. And there's nothing you can do about it. You have to basically just throw in the towel and give up on things. You can fight to rewrite it. You can fight to create new positive. But I'm saying, guys, it's not really worth it. And it's really sad to say. But there's some people that literally got created to hate, let's say, black people. Most Americans today were created to hate homeless people for no reason. Do you guys understand? That's what gets built up in them from day one, created. And I'm saying they can't do anything about it anymore. But here's what they can do. They can become aware of the fact that it got built up. They can become aware of the fact that it got created, which means that if they become aware of it, because you understand now, whenever a homeless person presents in front of them, in their great dress, next she got a new one, someone presents with coffee, or someone presents with the shepherd star approximation, shepherd talisman, and shepherd vest, and she feels negative, or a Chinese person presents, she feels negative. Now you guys see she has a pause moment. This is where I say it's the pause moment, because if you can identify that, and you know that it got created for you, you're like, wait a minute, that means that if I now do the next step, if I now I roll the dice and I move my character, and I respond now, I'm going to respond based on what was built inside of me to respond. I'm not choosing. Do you guys understand? They took away my choice. I'm responding based on what got created within me. And I'm saying, guys, that's how reality currently operates for 99.9% of the world. I would actually say 100%. The only reason why 99.9 is because I know I broke free. But I'm saying I haven't met a single person in my entire life that is broken free. Not one. if someone listening to it is like, I have, I'm like, then please write a comment. Because I don't, if you guys can't write a comment, then I know you haven't. That's just reality. If you're listening to this and you can't write a comment right now saying that I broke free, then I know you haven't. Just because you guys are all worried about how it's going to make you look. You guys understand the reason why you guys can't write that comment is because something got built up inside of all of you that you're worried about what could happen. How did that happen? You guys understand? That's how I know you guys aren't free. That's how I know you all aren't free. So, do you guys see that if she can't do the pause moment, she responds based on what gets built up and how she feels and what got installed in her. So in the morning, she sees all those negatives because they always bring back what destroyed the gray dress path. She's always going to respond negatively, always. Do you guys understand? No matter what, her response is guaranteed. Once in a while, people are like, "No, I met Brecky yesterday, and let's say I did, and I wasn't wearing my vest." And I'm like, honestly, I had an incredible coffee conversation with her. She's ridiculously beautiful. She's smart. She's kind. We were just flirting for like an hour straight, and it was awesome. Do you guys see, like, I somehow found a way to interrupt her, to deviate her, and I got to experience positives, and I clearly had her positives, and I presented that to her, and it deviated her for good. So you see, I might be like, what are you guys talking about? Becky is definitely a morning person. And you're like, what? I'm like, yeah. Do you guys understand? That's why people have different experiences, because we somehow, either something presented that out of her control, like something interrupted the regular path. Like, let's say she normally just like works out of hotels, and this morning when she was walking to the breakfast, the hotel is playing this song. You guys hear it? Proof of Choice. And it's from a video game called Tales of Zillia 2. And she played that game with like her dad back in the day. So when she hears, she's like, oh my gosh, I played the game with dad. And you guys see now, because of that, the path that got built up. So then when they say, hey, do you want coffee? She hears this song instead. She's like, ma'am, do you want coffee? And she's like, what? Oh, nothing. I'll leave it there if you want it. And she's like, what? Yeah, sure. What? And she's just focused on the song. Do you guys get it? So you see her response down wasn't predetermined but something else, what I'm saying is, did something else choose that day to present this song to make sure that she doesn't go on a dark path? And then I'm saying that was the day that I met her, and then that was the day that we flirted for like an hour straight. You guys get what I'm trying to say? So then I'm like, well, no, she's incredible. She's a morning person. Do you guys see? So did they know that I was going to be there that day, and something chose to play this song? Someone felt inclined to play it all of a sudden, and that's why they did it. So what I'm trying to get you guys to realize is that if they knew that this is her dress is positive, is this song, that means that if something encouraged something else to do that today, because they knew that I was going to show up there, talk to her maybe for a meeting or something. Do you guys see that? That means that they knew that it was her positive that got built up, so now she's going to respond differently that day versus her usual negative, because they wanted her to respond positively to me. But do you guys see that means that even though normally I would say she had the positive, but she didn't, she still, her choice, her response is predetermined based on her positives or her negatives. And since she can't identify that, if you guys see, like, if I now know, like, if I'm at a hotel or something and I hear this song playing all of a sudden, I'm like, why would they be playing this song? You guys see, like, immediately I'm on guard. Even though it's a positive of mine. Not because I hate it. Not because it makes me feel bad, but because I know now I already have a positive one being installed into me, which means that I now view everything through a more positive lens. So it means that I'm more likely to respond to something positively. Did you guys see? This is why I'm saying we must learn to pause moment, which is we identify what our positives and our negatives are. So then when either one starts getting presented, I'm like, right now they're presenting positive. Interesting. So that means they probably want me to respond more positively to whatever's going to happen next. That's really interesting. Right now I'm getting presented my negatives. That means they probably are trying to start me on a negative path. Why would they want that? Whatever's going to happen next, they want me to be more angry. They want me to choose based on fear, based on that. You guys see, but you hear how I'm talking? That means that I now can see and identify how they want me to respond to what's going to be presented next, because they build it up before it happens, guys. I'm saying you guys need to catch it. That we experience, every single thing that we encounter, every single thing that happens, they build up the positive or negatives that have been pre-installed into us, that have been pre-built, and they start presenting them over and over again to create the recency and repetition and reinforcement. And remember what I said, for the girl in the gray dress, because of what happened, even though it's not active, not recent, but because they attached it to coffee, because they attached it to someone with this approximation, with the vest, shepherd towels, and purple shirt and bracelets, and because they also you guys understand, like, now, and to Chinese ethnicity, if they present any of those things beforehand, like literally, if the person checks her who greets her in the morning at the breakfast place is Chinese, do you understand that immediately she's going to operate more negative? No matter what. No matter what. She's actually going to operate more negative. No matter what. She can't pause anymore. She can't pause. So what does this cause? I say it's the predetermined choice, but really what it is, guys, is the whole reason why they want to get rid of the pause. Because if they can get rid of the pause, the story gets written the way they want. If I can make sure that you can't pause anymore, and I'd be like, wait a minute, to trying to make a specific outcome happen. If I can't see that, I just do. That's really bad, because that means that if I just do, that the story is happening based on how, guys, I'm the creator. I am the creator, the author of everything. I choose how each of your guys' lives is going to operate. Are you okay with that, guys? So today I decided, this week I'm going to make sure you guys experience a lot of bad, because I want you to reality. So I'm going to do that to all of you. I'm going to just present you nonstop bad this week. I'm going to make everything that you've been trying to accomplish something for weeks, for months, and I'm going to make sure that you suffer so much bad and that you have a guaranteed fail there this week. Be prepared. How are you guys going to operate then? Something that you've been trying to accomplish for months fails, and you guys think that you had a choice and that you're like, but I did everything right. Why did it fail? I'm like, I guaranteed that it would fail. Because the person who was grading, I made sure I started them on a negative path beforehand. I made sure to remind them of anyone that has your approximation to hate because they did something bad to them. So now they see you and they immediately view you as less without you even doing anything wrong. That is how reality operates, guys. That's why I'm saying that the majority of things that are happening in our vicinity or in our world are predetermined, because people are just responding based on the things that got built up in them and installed in them. I'm telling you guys, that's all. You guys don't understand why some things succeed and some things don't. It has essentially nothing to do with your skill set, your knowledge, your capability. It has everything to do with the variables that got built up and installed in them. And if they reinforced or repeated something, or they brought back recency from something, that's it. That's how it's done, guys. You can essentially do everything wrong. If you have all my positives, if the girl with the gray dress just has all my positives, doesn't matter. She could do everything wrong. If I don't care right now at all to talk to like an intelligent girl or something like that, doesn't matter. I'm like, she's just beautiful. She's a great dress. Whew. All right. She wins. Doesn't matter. Do you guys understand? It doesn't matter. If I don't understand why that's the case, I'm like, oh, it's because they took my girl. They took my kid. Right now, I just want to talk to beautiful women. That's all I care about. So that's what's got installed in me. So that's why I respond that way. Yep. She thinks that she might be doing something correct. She thinks that she might be really like, wow, what did I do today to have such a good conversation? Wow. I'm saying she did nothing. She just for being a girl. Maybe, oh wow, she put on makeup, dressed. You guys understand? But those are my positives. But she might start trying to self-attribute to like, well, is it because I've been practicing like my conversational skills? Is it because I took that course on how to be like a better listener? She might be attributing all of her successes to those things, and I'm saying those things had no impact or benefit or result on what actually happened. I just went into it because of everything I've lost and everything I've experienced, the good, that she had my positives, and I didn't care about intelligence, and I just cared about her appearance. In that moment, well, usually I'm not. Usually I consider more variables. Do you guys see why I'm telling you guys? Yeah, sure, it ruins the fun of some things, but you guys now understand why things are predetermined, but they make us believe that it's our actions. They make us believe it's the things that we've done. I'm saying for most things, if someone else is grading or we're interacting with another person, it's essentially completely irrelevant. How we perform, what we execute, what we do, all those things just don't matter at all. Just so you guys understand, this is the answer. I'm telling you guys, it doesn't matter at all what we do. If they built up the positives and negatives, they just present them. Everyone reacts predetermined. The results are guaranteed to happen the way they want. They write the stories exactly the way they want because all of you can't identify what got built up and what didn't. You guys can't pause anymore. So if I'm like, holy shit, this girl is literally like my dream girl. Whoa. Her red outfit. All right, I can't even focus. I can't even focus. Hey, you know what? Can we talk another time? Can we actually do this by phone? I realize I want to spend more time with my animals and my mom today. Like I need to do that. I just realized I need to do that. Just like, what? Did I do something? No, you did everything right. You have no idea how much good you did. You made me realize how much good there is. But I just let's talk tonight by phone. But let's do that. She's like, all right, I look forward to it. I'm like, just so you know, I'm very excited to talk to you about this stuff. I'm very excited because now that I've even seen you in person and just see how you carry yourself and how you interact and operate, I now know that things are going to operate really well. I think we can create a good things happen here, but let's talk tonight. I'll call you at 8 p.m. She's like, yeah, all right. Why would I do that? Do you guys see? Because I'm realizing that the positive variables that got installed into me throughout my past, through my entire life, and even through the recency, is so positive that like her great dress, her appearance, just maybe her perfume, all this stuff, I can't even focus anymore. Do you guys understand? I can't even think anymore because it has so many of my positive, which means that all of my decisions are now being immediately light. And I'm not saying that she's bad. I'm not saying that she's not good. But do you guys see, like, I can't even contemplate anymore. It's just immediately light. And that means that she could actually be saying the wrong things. She could be making mistakes. She could be doing other things. And you guys see, like, so just so people understand that people are like, why does... Because people are controlled by that because they don't understand that those variables got installed into them, so now they can't respond any other way. Do you guys get it, how sad it is? Because I'm saying you can enjoy it. I'm like, I enjoy talking to a beautiful girl, but like, if I can't operate differently anymore because of it, if my responses are now controlled because of it, you guys understand how vulnerable that is? Because that means that if they just present that, all of our actions are now predetermined. Are you guys finally piecing this together? So what is the pause moment is what I did right there. Like, I'm just like, you know what? No, let's deviate. I know now. I'm like, yeah, I won't be able to function I won't be able to function neutrally right here. So let's change variables so that I am going to have still more positives toward her, but it's not going to be so skewed in that direction. Or because then I won't be able to evaluate what she's saying properly. I'm completely now. It's even though it's not completely predetermined, it's almost predetermined. So you guys see now the story is almost guaranteed whatever they wanted. And these are the things we all have to learn, because unless we do this, I'm telling you guys, almost every decision that happens is based on those variables. Just so people are aware, it almost doesn't matter what people say anymore. It just matters what got installed preemptively. Now, if people do say specific negatives or positives that got pre-installed into them, then they can start slowly changing things. But for most people, the result is essentially predetermined before the interaction even happens, just so you guys are aware, because of the conditioning variables that got installed into them. So now they can't respond. So the pause moment. Do you guys see, like, that was an example of me showing you guys how to do the pause moment. But really what it is just being like, once you can identify that, you're like, yeah, you know, I don't want any story to be written. I don't want any story to be written. Because what you guys don't understand is, if you respond after a bad happened, and let's say it's bad, right? Not bad, good. The girl example was a bad, good, right? I'm like, holy shit, she's so fucking beautiful. Her great dress. Wow, oh my God. See, that was a bad, good. I'm saying a bad. But you see, even then, pausing and disrupting it is the answer. But you see, not choosing response then. Bad, guys, is anything that we choose at that moment, anything that we do, just so you guys understand, anything means that they won. Because think of it like this, guys. So bad happened, right? A destruction event happened, anything. But let's just use the girl in the gray dress since we're using that. She gets to choose now. Do I buy a new gray dress? Or do I like sue or get revenge against the person who spilled coffee on my dress? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Let's just keep it like that, all right? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Is that one might be a good option and one might be a bad option. Be like, but she spent money. But like, yeah, but she gets the same new gray dress. That's the good option, and the bad would be like to get revenge against the person. So you see, even in the bad, there could be a good choice. There can be a good choice that could present. She's not choosing to hurt the Chinese person is wearing, the Chinese diplomat is wearing the shepherd vest and the shepherd talisman, the purple shirt, and who she's not doing anything bad against coffee. Maybe she actually decides, I still like coffee. You guys understand, like, so she's making the best out of a bad. She's not choosing to propagate revenge to continue the cycle. We view that as like the smart choice. She like paused sufficiently to not react on emotion, and she's like, I'm gonna choose to do a good thing. But she chooses instead to now buy another great dress, and she says, I'm gonna forget the negatives from the Chinese diplomat and just operate. But what I'm telling you guys is, she's not gonna forget. The negatives got created, and what happens then also afterwards is, do you guys see that she got a new gray dress in response to the bad? Now, in this example, I think most of you guys might paint her as someone who has more money and is well off. But what if she actually didn't have a lot of money, but she still got another great dress? Because of what it means to her. I'm saying, sure, she should preserve and keep that positive, but do you guys get it that they could start getting someone to drain their resources? Or what if she now like went to a store or browsed a website and she encountered new things, new senses? Remember what I said, guys, every sense that we encounter they create responses. And that now, because they're like, it's fine. We preferred if she would have chosen revenge, but if she chooses to get the gray dress, she's going to encounter certain things on her path there. And we're going to make sure to present things while she does that, so that she can encounter new things. Do you guys see that either one begins writing her story. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? It begins her story because now, think about it. If nothing bad happened to her gray dress, if the coffee never spilled on it, there's no storyline related to that. Do you guys understand? Now she's just operating, walking forward, doing whatever she was planning to do, whatever she was intending to do. But if I can fabricate the coffee destruction of her gray dress event, even if she doesn't choose, we're like, we wanted her to choose revenge. Damn it! We still created negatives in her. And now, though, instead, she's choosing to get a new gray dress. So you guys see now a storyline is happening that didn't exist before. All of a sudden, she's making decisions based on the bad that happened. And I'm telling you, maybe when she goes gets that gray dress, maybe she bumps into a friend that she hadn't seen, like a girl that she used to know from like kindergarten. And you want to have like lunch and like, yeah, that'd be great. And then right after that, like I send her a text and be like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I can't stop thinking about you. And I just can see you with that gray dress. And she's like, oh, good thing I bought another one. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to tell you? Is that all of a sudden events start happening and a storyline, like those, everyone who's listening is like, those things don't sound like bad things. And I'm like, at first we think that. But what I'm trying to get you guys to all realize is that if we now then keep walking, we are on their timeline. They created the bad. We responded to it. Now we're doing their story. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to tell you? All our actions, all our responses are good or bad. Doesn't matter what they are. They prefer the bad, just so you guys understand. They prefer the bad. They want us to choose predeterminedly. They try to make something happen where the predetermined response is going to be fun. That's actually 99% of the time what they intend. A lot of us defeat that. We actually fight back there, but we choose bad, and then we choose to do the better, good response. And I'm telling you guys, they're happy with that too. We all think that we're the bigger person. We saved the day. We didn't respond. I'm saying, guys, we're still on their timeline. We're still on their timeline. Because you understand now, all our decisions, all the paths that we walk, everything that we're doing, because of the recency, because of what happened, is because of what they did. She's now walking new paths and exploring new areas and having new encounters because her gray dress got destroyed. What if, guys, her gray dress got destroyed? Knowing what it means to her, despite knowing what it represents to her, she continues to wear it, or she just decides to hang it somewhere where she can always see it. But she doesn't use it anymore. People are like, well, didn't she respond? I'm like, you could say maybe hanging on the wall as a response, but maybe let's just say that's the level of it, right? But she does nothing else. She just continues to operate the way she had been. All right. So where was I? Oh yeah. I live off a hotel. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up again, and I'm not gonna react negatively to when they ask me about coffee because I now know that's a negative. Oh, they're playing Tales of Zillia 2 Proof of Choice song again. Oh, so they're trying to get me more positive. I'm not gonna react based on that either. And let's see what happens. So you guys see an event happen that tried to force us to respond. Do we not choose to do anything? We just go back to doing what we were doing before. I'm telling you guys, it's the solution to every single problem that this world is experiencing. Because what I'm trying to get you guys to realize is that you can write stories, each and every one of us can write stories not in response to bad. Because if you only do actions in response to bad, what I'm trying to get you guys to realize is that you are on their timeline. You are writing their story. Yes, you made it better. Do you guys understand? You made it better. But you're still doing their story. They still got what they wanted. Because they usually create these bad events because they want us to do things, or they want us to try to change things, because the more changes that happen allow them to create us. We start walking new paths so we can experience new things, so then they can start writing new stories. All they want is to write their story. That's all they want, guys. That's how life operates. They want to write our story for us, because I'm telling you guys, you're going to have some successes. You're like, then why wouldn't I do what they want? Because you're going to have guaranteed planned failures and planned bads. How do you think all the things got installed? They planned the coffee event. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? They planned those things. And you're like, wait a minute. So that girl's like, wait a minute, you mean they planned to destroy this great dress that has so many positives in my life? I'm like, yes. Are you really okay with that? You're satisfied with that? She's like, no, that's unacceptable. Why would they do that? I'm like, they planned that. They choose to make that happen because they know what it means to you, and they want to use it as a control lever to permanently write your stories. Because remember what I said, guys. If they are giving away 1 million gray dresses and she just got one, and it's one she just got, I'm like, all right, well, I'll just get another one. That's for replacement. You guys understand? Has nothing built up. There's no attachment. There's no positives. There's nothing there. So there's no story there. Now they keep doing that though. Eventually, you see that if she's going to keep going for replacements, then they can use that to create the story. But I'm telling you guys, we need to learn how to write our stories without responding to things. People are like, that's impossible. I'm like, it's not. We just do. You can't respond to things. You just do. It's, of course, there's going to be some smartass in this world who knows. I'm like, you're right. Because there's always things being presented to us. So like I said, that girl choosing to hang up the dress on the wall and never using it again, they're going to be like, see, that's a response. I'm like, yeah, you're right, fucking idiot. You see, like those people are looking for excuses. Those people are looking for excuses. Those people are what I call pawns. They're the people that the evil spirits use to cause the problems, because all they do is they force deviate our focus, guys, just so you guys understand. They try to get us to focus on the relevant things. Things don't actually matter. But think about it. Instead of choosing to do a revenge, or to hate coffee, or hate Chinese people, or hate Shepherd Star's vest and Shepherd Star talisman and the purple shirt, instead of doing that, or instead of choosing to now get a new dress and go on adventures and meet her friend from kindergarten, or maybe go on a date with Shepherd Star, she just chose to do nothing, hang up her dress as a reminder of what she achieved, what she's capable of, and then just continue operating. And now she can identify all of her positives and negatives when things are happening. So now she knows not to react based on what's been built up. So now she can actually choose, because she will always pause. But now she also learned that, wait a minute, choosing no response. Because you see, guys, I'm calling that no response. But you guys see, she still chose to hang up the dress. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything. You see, that if I'm now someone's like, oh, you did that. That is someone who's trying to deviate you, just so you guys are aware. Those people are your enemies, just so people are aware. If someone does that to you, they're your enemy. I just want everyone to understand this. You have to identify your enemies. You have to. They're just people that are they're not healed, and they're just fully under control. Just so you guys understand, by the variables that they created. That's all it is. That's actually what it means, just so people are aware. It's not that they're evil. It's just they do evil because they can literally, I'm telling you guys, if they're desperate, if they want something to happen, they can literally just insert things into people's head. They literally insert things into people's head, just so you guys are aware. And when they are doing that, people react. And when that happens, they become negative or positive, and then that means that their choice is predetermined. If right now you're breaking free from something, just so you guys understand, if right now you're breaking free from something and they want you to do something or not do something, then they're going to start causing things to happen, just so you guys are aware. It's real. I'm telling you guys. It's happening right now in my reality. They will do anything that they can to people. They have to. Just so you guys are aware, they have to. That's just how reality operates. And I'm telling you guys, they can do anything they want. They will do anything they want. And these people will never be able to choose. And that's reality. That's why I share this knowledge. But I share this knowledge today for myself. Because I know that no matter what happens, none of you are ever going to understand this. I know that now. It's really sad. Even though I've talked this entire time, like if I was talking to someone trying to heal all of you and give knowledge, but I have accepted that no one is ever going to be able to piece this together. No one. None of you will ever be able to piece this together. Ever. It's impossible. You guys just can't. It's just, there's no way. It's just too hard, too complex to be able to understand every single variable and what it's connected to, what is attached, what they're trying to get you to do or not, what they're trying to get you to feel or not. It's just impossible for all of you. You guys can't see it. You just can't. I know how much effort and time it took for me to get to this. And the only reason why I could was because I intentionally distanced myself from the world narrative and all the noise that gets presented to me. I stopped caring about any of the things that the world tells me matter. And I could see things now for what they are. But I also had a bad moment happen that completely destroyed my reality, that let me be able to be like, wait a minute, I have to rebuild from zero to what I know and what I don't know. So you guys see, I started questioning every single thing that was being presented to me. Like, think of it like someone's like, this is black. This is the color black. And I'm like, no, it's not. You guys see, like, I started questioning every single thing that I learned from since I was 1 year old. And most people would never be able to do that. That's how I know it's impossible. No one is ever going to learn all this. But I wanted to talk it through, because I'm going to re-listen to this. And if I applaud you and I congratulate you, because I'm telling you, you're now going to be free. The answer, what I just did right there, guys, just so you guys know, I had to talk it through, is because they were force deviating me. They were causing events around me in my proximity that I was being forced to respond to. And why? I could have chosen to do nothing, but I'm saying, guys, they were just trying to kill things around me. And based on what's been happening recently, I'm just like, it doesn't matter. But I'm like, why do we have to kill things? Like, I'm telling you guys, just literally think about, like, there's babies around you guys, okay? And someone's like, if you don't stop talking about what you're talking about right now in your stream, we're gonna kill the baby. And if you literally just, like, you're saving the baby, but you still talk. But you see, since one of your focuses on saving the baby, you can't talk the same way you were planning to. You guys get it? I'm saying that just literally happened in my reality. Most of you might not even be aware of that. You guys get, I can still do that, but most people can't. No response, guys. Don't let them trick you into saying, oh, you responded. The reason why I do that with the voice, guys, because I want you to understand is those people are literally evil. Anyone who does that to you, they're fully under control. You have to fight back. But you see, you don't have to do anything to them, but you have to fight back mentally. You have to understand and identify that those people are evil. They're just fully under control. So, no response is the solution, because they're like, but you saved the baby. And then you respond, I'm like, no, I didn't. And that's where it gets complex. Do you guys see? It's like, is what is an actual response? A response is, people are like, but you didn't talk about things the way you wanted to. I'm like, see, if someone does that to you, that means they're evil. I'm saying, guys, I still changed. Yeah, I still did like a 1% response, but think about it, guys. Let's say we're playing checkers. I'm thinking Mühle in Germany, but like, you're about to make a move, because I make a move and then you're going to respond. And let's say you move your checker like to the left and to the right. People are like, oh, you responded, you moved the checker. Nope. You're like, you know what? I'm done playing this game. But they're like, you grab the checker, and you almost made a move. And I'm like, I'm done playing this game. Are you? I'm done playing this game. Do you guys see the story's now over? don't let them make you think that you did respond. You're not on their timeline anymore. Because then you're not going to get mad. Be like, all right, we can leave, just so you guys know, we can leave the checker board here. We can leave the checker pieces exactly where they're at. They're like, whoever you're playing, it's like, are we going to play again tomorrow? I'm like, no. We're never going to play again. Like, what? Then why would we leave it out? I'm like, as a permanent reminder that we didn't choose to respond. You see, you completely detach from it. It's over. It means nothing now. No response means that timeline, that path now means nothing. People are like, how is that possible? How can you do that? I'm like, it's the only answer. You actually respond, guys. We're doing their story. It doesn't matter what it is. Just so you guys understand, anything. It doesn't. Remember what I said? Bad, and choosing revenge is what they prefer. But if you still do something good, if you are still make major changes, or there's timeline modifications, like all of a sudden, like, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this because of what happened. Do you guys get it? That means that you're responding to bad. That means that now they know that if they cause bad, they can get you to do things. If I'm the author that wants to write a story, wouldn't I want to make sure that everyone around me responds to bad? And like I said, it doesn't have to be bad revenge. It could be bad, and then choosing good, or bad, good. You guys understand? I just want to make sure that you respond to the things that I present. If I can get you repeatedly to respond to everything that I present, it means that you're not living your life anymore. Do you guys understand? Like, think of like you guys go outside right now and there's like a million people. Like, just think of like, I'm thinking of like Scarlet Nexus, like the crows. But just think of it like paparazzis guys, or like scribers from Octopath, and they're coming like, Particio, tell me, or Yuito, or Kasana, like, tell me about this. What happened? And there's just a million people just showing up, and you just keep walking. And they're like, what destination are you walking toward? I'm like, I don't have a destination. They're like, what? What are you walking toward? Are you like trying to get another girl? Are you trying to like build another company? Are you trying to build a large company? I'm like, I don't have a destination. Like, and then all of a sudden, like, the scrivener trips you. You're like, oh. And someone's like, are you just gonna let them get away with that? And you look at them and you get up and you just keep walking. They're like, what? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Is that I was like, oh, he responded. He got up. And I'm like, of course you had to get up. Well, you're just gonna just lay there. You see, guys, don't let them trick you into thinking that you choosing to do that was a response. You didn't mold yourself to their timeline, to their story. Do you guys get it? Of course, they can force you to react even 1%. That's possible. That's real, guys. Do you guys understand? But if you don't change the story, if you don't change the timeline because of what they did, then you win. And people are like, but what if bad happens? I'm like, so be it. Because it just doesn't matter anymore. Do you guys understand? Once you piece together that they're forcing things, both bad and good, to try to make a story happen, I'm just like, there doesn't have to be bad. You don't need to respond to things to make something happen. You want things to happen, then stop causing bad. If you want things to happen in my life, in my reality, then stop causing bad. They're like, it's because you're now taking away all your good. We're worried you're not going to do anymore. I'm like, exactly. Why would I choose to do that? Because you guys haven't stopped causing bad. I've asked you for 5 years now, but really the last 2. But it's been 5 years, guys. I've been tortured for 5 years, and I've asked them to stop causing bad, and I will do. And they don't stop. Because, do you guys get it? It means that I will do when I feel like it. And people are like, well, that's never. Then it's never. Do you guys understand? But I'm telling you guys, it won't be never. Because I know how to build myself back up. I am healed, despite what they've been doing. And I'm saying I would do. I want to. I would love to try again. But not on their terms, because you guys get it. If they did not choose the bad and the good to happen, I'm going to be responding to them, and I'm going to be doing their storyline. which means that they are going to determine when the good happens and when the bad happens. If you respond, because that's we shouldn't respond. Do you guys get it? Because if we respond, all the good and all the bad that happen, both are going to happen. People are like, then why not? I'm like, because it means that you're guaranteed to suffer bad. If you choose to walk their path by responding to the things that they create, you are guaranteed to experience bad when they choose to. So it means they create the events and they're going to build them up so that they have the impact that they want. I guess this is the takeaway. This is actually really awesome. I have never really pieced it together. The reason why you don't want to walk their story, guys, holy shit, it's the fucking answer. You guys are fucking finished. That's just me being happy that I pieced together something new. Holy shit, this is it. The reason why you don't want to walk their story, guys, is because, just so you guys understand, even if you choose not to walk their story, bad is going to happen to you. They're going to keep escalating. They're going to keep doing bad. But why does that protect you? Yes, you're going to suffer bad. You're going to be tortured. But I couldn't piece it together, guys, just so you guys know. They've killed everything in my life over the last 3 years. Everything. They've taken everything. I've lost everything. And they keep torturing me every single day. Yet I'm saying, guys, it's not getting reinforced. It's not getting built up anymore to the same way. I can move out of the poison circle so fast, like divinity. I can move out of it so quickly. I can learn, I can evolve, I can develop. And I'm like, how is it possible? Like, what is it that I'm doing? And I'm like, I get it now. It's because since I'm walking my own path and I'm not, once in a while I might mess up and respond to them, but I quickly jump back. But you see, guys, that since I'm not responding to their storyline anymore, I'm not doing their timeline, the things aren't getting built up the way they intend, which means that when they are forced them to respond to me, I'm forcing them to react to me. Then when things happen, guys, you guys understand, since they haven't been built up appropriately, because if they know that something's going to happen on day 10, if they were building something up day 1 and day 2 and then I interrupted it and then they build it up again day 9, they were wanting to build it up for 10 days before it happens. But if that doesn't happen, do you guys understand that when day 10 happens and that occurs, I'm just like, oh, it's all right. You guys see, like, the girl Brecky with the gray dress and the coffee event and the Chinese diplomat and the shepherd vest, the shepherd towels and purple coat, hero path. All those things don't matter anymore. Do you guys get it? Because they didn't get built up and reinforced, and the recency wasn't there. But if I would have been responding to all the bads beforehand, they would have already been building up coffee. They've been building up Chinese diplomat. They've been building up the shepherd outfit. They've been building up all those things. So then when the gray dress is destroyed, those things get super reinforced. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Is that if we do their story, they're going to give us good. They are. But in exchange for that, they're going to create planned, horrible, reinforced, built up negatives. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? If you accept their deal to get good, and by responding to whatever happens, bad or good, and you do their story, you're going to get good. But now all the bad that happens is predetermined, and it's built up and guaranteed to create new negative conditioning variables that are super installed into you that will always now dictate your path and how you walk and how you respond to things. Which means that in exchange for doing their story and experiencing some good, you now are a permanent chess piece that responds to whatever they present. Think of it, guys, as you're basically like an experiment. You're basically a rat in an experiment that they can just ring a bell, ding, and you're going to respond exactly that way, because in exchange for choosing to get the cheese that they set out in an experiment box, they're like, fine, we'll give you that to you. But now, because of that, we're going to install these specific variables into you that now you're always going to respond to the way we choose to. That is going to be your punishment and the trade that you're going to get. You want good? All right, we'll give you guys good, but we're going to give you the storyline that you want. But so for myself, like, I want another girl, I want another kid, they'll give it to me, but they're going to install 10 terrible things to make on my path to getting it, so that then they have permanent control levers to guide me in my relationship with that girl, with how I raise my kid, all those things. That's going to be the exchange that happens. That is the curse. That's how they do it, guys. If you respond to their bad and you do their story, you're going to get good. But what ends up happening is that they use that to install all the predetermined bads because they're going to set up events. And since now we're walking their story and their timeline, we experience exactly what they intend for us to experience when they intend for us to experience it, which means they build it up, and that means that we operate the way they want. Why are you guys okay with that? Because that means that if you do that, you now are going, unless you can identify, but even then, you guys need to understand, if you do walk that path, now you're always going to be, if you can actually learn how to identify as they're building something up, you're just going to see every single second of your life now is like, oh my gosh, they're building this up, they're building this up, they're building this up, they're building this up, they're building this up. Why would you guys want to spend every second now aware of that? Just to get whatever your desire that they created for you that we would want, which would be nice, but do you guys understand, how is that a fair exchange? I'm saying, guys, don't respond. When bad happens, don't respond. Because if you do, they're going to use that to start making you walk their path, experience new events, good and bad, just so you guys know, but they're going to be installing all the new variables. If you respond to their story, they do that to install all the variables to permanently guide you from this point forward. Holy shit. That's what it, I was, just so you guys understand, I was contemplating at times like if I should walk some of their paths. Because I had already pieced together that if I do, I know I'm going to get some good and I know I'm going to get some bad. Because I already, just so you guys understand, what they made me do is they made me evaluate. This is just my personal reflection on this. They made me evaluate something because I was like, they send bad regardless. Just so you guys understand, they're never going to stop sending bad, no matter what you do. If you choose to do nothing or if you choose to do their story, they're always sending bad. So most people then when they come to that, they realize, well, wait a minute, then why would I ever not do their story? Because if I'm going to experience bad regardless, if I do their story, I'm at least going to get some positives. Do you guys understand? Like, let's say for myself, I want to get the girl and have another kid and pets. If I don't respond to them and I'm just surviving and protecting myself from the bad that they do, I'm not going to get it, but I'm going to just have to survive. If I choose to walk their path of corruption, exploitation, or respond to the bad, I'm going to get the girl, I'm going to get a kid, another pet. But you guys understand, the bad that I'm going to experience now is guaranteed theirs, what they craft. Because when I'm just surviving and I'm quiet and I'm able to see how things get built up, do you guys understand that I can start destroying things before they get fully developed? So that means that they're not actually able to create permanent new control levers and variables that get installed into me. So this is actually the answer, because they try to make us believe that we have to now. We should, but hey, you're gonna experience bad regard. We're gonna torture you regardless. So why not? But have money, use AI, get girl attention, raise a kid. Yeah, you're gonna exploit and stuff. But it's okay. Like you're gonna suffer bad regardless. So might as well suffer it at a nice beach resort, don't you think? I'm like, yeah, you're right. Do you guys see how they do it? They first make us have that. We're like, no matter what we do, we're gonna get tortured. I'm like, yeah. But what I'm telling you guys is that if you respond to their bad, you start walking their story. And if you start walking their story, it's because they're trying to then create all the new events and all the new variables to install into you so that they can create the permanent levers so that your choices are not, you no longer have a proof of choice when the storm happens, and you also can't pause. Your choices now is predetermined. And if it's not, guess what? You guys are now going to be cursed to now see exactly what they're installing into you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's because you walked their path and you're doing their story. Because even if you see it, if everyone, like let's say, like I get a new girl, and they're doing it to her, they're going to install into her that she can't see it. So if I try to tell her, they're going to have, let's say, like influences around her, like maybe a friend or like her sister or something that's going to be like, if he says that to you, just so you know, he's controlling you. Do you guys understand? That means that if I try to help her, she's going to start getting negatives toward me. So I can't do anything. Do you guys see? They're like, well, you got the girl, but now if you do anything, she's going to start thinking that you're controlling her. So then most of those are going to be like, fine, I won't do anything. But then you're going to see her slowly get corrupted. Do you guys get it? They'll give it to you. But then you're now permanently their slave. A lot of you guys know it as the golden shackles for money, but I'm saying it's real. They do it for everything, guys. It's every story. If you ever respond to their bad and you do lessons and evolved for it, and you became good because of it. But I'm saying that's actually their intended play. If you respond with good or you respond with bad, it doesn't matter. They prefer the bad. But if you respond with good, you still now are doing their story. Now they're presenting all the variables they want exactly how they want. And that's how Brecky started hating Chinese. And guys with bracelets and vests and the purple shirt and the shepherd talisman and shepherd coat, shepherd vest. And coffee in Germany. So that was a lot. I didn't think I was going to talk about that. Holy shit. But I guess it's because of what I've been experiencing, guys. I just realized, I'm like, wow, people just can't see this. And I do. And you guys understand it's an eternal curse, because it's the reason why all the bad happens in this world. Because they know exactly what to present based on what's been built up, because since all of you can't identify it. And then you all react the way they know you're going to. And then I'm telling you guys, the hard part is, even for the people who are aware of that, we want to respond to make things better. I'm telling you guys, I'm like, I know there's things that I can do now that can make things better. But I'm saying, it's just not worth it at all. They're like, you're really going to give up your agency? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You guys understand? Like, it just doesn't matter at all. They make us care about things, and I'm saying they chose this world, did evil in my reality yesterday and recently, and people around me partook in it. And I'm saying now, in my mind, the story's over. Every story's over now. And that's it. There's not going to be more interaction. There's going to be less. There's not going to be more actions. There's not going to be more helping. There's going to be less. There's not going to be more healing. There's going to be less. It's just going to be focusing on myself and just doing my own things until they create new bad again that they're going to try to force me to respond to. And when that happens again, I'm going to choose again to do nothing. Do you guys understand? I've been telling them, if you will go back and watch my videos and my streams over the last almost 2 years, I've said it from the beginning. Literally, I didn't even know this. My very first thesis on self-awareness, I've said it from the beginning. I know I said it in that video. And I said, we don't need bad to do. There's no reality in which bad is the answer. I've said it in different words, but I said a variation of that. I already knew the answer since back then. Never respond to bad. It's not the answer, guys. It's not, because if you do, you're doing their story. I'm not saying that sometimes we don't have to do a quick response. Don't let them trick you and be like, oh, that doesn't matter. Sometimes you have to. Do you guys understand? If right now someone's like shows up here and they're like, I'm going to destroy your laptop because you're streaming. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you guys understand? Like, if I just sat here like this and didn't do anything, of course that would be a mistake. But you guys understand? You just diffuse the situation 3 minutes and then you continue streaming and you go back to it. That's it. Do you guys get it? Do you guys get it? And if anyone attacks you for that or tries to make you be like, oh, then they're the enemy. They're fully under control. I'm going to keep repeating that because people need to understand the only counters they have to this strategy. This is the answer to every single problem, because what you guys are going to realize then is that it allows you, you're not worried anymore about responding, because I'm telling you, this is where I'm going to end. It happens to all of us. We're doing things and bad begins happening, and then I'm like, you know what? How can we make good come from this? Because this should never have happened. And I'm like, well, can I like make this improvement? Can I make this change? Can I do this? Can I learn this? I learned that. And I'm saying, guys, don't. Because if you didn't feel like or want to or did make those changes without the bad happening, then don't do it. Do you guys get it? I'm saying we should have been inspired and felt inclined and want to make positive changes without the bad happening. I'm saying, guys, unless it's a I'm like thinking like a video game. Like, let's say I was playing Final Fantasy, but like you're doing an encounter and you can't overcome something and you need a new tool. Like, hey, you guys need a mug with water to overcome. All right, fine. You guys understand? That's different. But if right now I keep like, I don't know, like something keeps like stabbing me in my neck. And they're like, the only solution is you must get a mug with water. You guys see? I shouldn't get the mug with water then. Because if I do, it means that they successfully got me to get the mug with water because they were stabbing me. I should have chosen to get the mug with water regardless. That's the answer. If you only do something because they created bad to make you do so, if you are responding or if you do it, that means you're doing their story, guys. I'm just letting you guys know. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be an email, could be a phone call, could be a text, could be a sound, could be a song. It doesn't matter. If you're responding to the bad that's being presented to you, you're doing their storyline. I'm telling you guys, there's so many people around me. They all are just responding to bad, and it's just, they're all fully under control. It's fucking pathetic. It's sad. And I'm saying, you guys see that can bait me to respond now to them. They're bad because I'm like, I could try to be like, guys, don't respond. And if I do, you see, now I'm on their timeline. Now I'm doing their story as well. They're like, so you're really gonna let things happen? It doesn't even matter anymore. Do you guys understand? I'm completely apathetic. I don't care whatsoever. It doesn't matter at all anymore. I'm never going to do in response to bad. And if I do, consider you guys fortunate, because I'm going to try my best to never do so. Doesn't mean that I might not fail once in a while, but I'm telling you guys, 99.9% of the time, I never respond to bad. And that you all need to join me in operating this way, because if you do, no story gets written. We write the stories. It's just that simple. Why don't you guys want to choose? Why don't you guys want the proof of choice? Why don't you guys want to be able to finally choose rather than just doing what they intend and what they want? Because if you do their path, everything that you guys are experiencing and all the events and variables that are getting presented to you are being planned. And I'm saying, guys, there's people who are free. I know I can respond differently. If I see you going through that, I can try to deviate you, but I'm telling you guys, it's not enough. It's not. Because the only way that it would be enough is that I would then now have to permanently latch on. And I would have to now interact 100% of the time to continue to guide you and protect you, or else you're doomed. And I'm saying, guys, do you see? Couldn't they want someone who's now decided to detach from everything, to create distance from everything, to not respond anymore? If they knew that someone became that, how could they get that person back? Well, couldn't I intentionally make a lost lamb around you, always be choosing to respond to bad, and then you save them temporarily, but you're like, all right, just don't make any more mistakes. And then they keep making more mistakes, because what would you do? Then you would latch on to them and be like, fine, I'll guide you permanently 24/7 until you stop making mistakes. Do you guys see that? That means the entire time you're doing that, they got you to respond to bad. I'm saying, I welcome the lambs being slaughtered. I welcome them dying. I welcome them being killed. I laugh at their misery. I enjoy, I see it, and I laugh, because I know that they're just trying to get them to do their story, and they're trying to get me to do a story. And I'm just like, I would be more than willing to do excessive amounts. Do you guys understand how much good I do? I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying I don't ask for anything. I just want to heal people. I want to help people. I want to share things. I want to guide. I just want a girl. I want a kid. I wanted to create an organization with pets, a lot of animals, and just teach children primarily. People learn all this knowledge and break them free and be healed, and just so they can believe, so they can achieve anything. And the things that control our realities, they're spirits in this world, and most of you guys call them God or the devil. They're real, and they present things to us. I know how to communicate with them, and I would operate with them and help them teach their knowledge and help people learn new things and guide people. And I'm not even asking for anything in return. I just want to be left in peace. I just want a calm, relaxing life. I was like a farm in the wilderness or in a forest or in a beach town or something, just away from it all, no noise, and just let me do my thing, and I'm going to help people forever, and I don't need even anything. Just let me survive. Just give me peace. And that was it. Just want to grow kids, be a parent, teach, guide, heal, help. I don't need any bad to happen to make me do those things. Do you guys understand? I would do all those things without any bad being presented to make me do those things. I would wake up every single day and choose to do that. I wouldn't only guide and help. I would choose to do so regardless. I wouldn't only parent my kid because my kid is being tortured. I wouldn't only spend time with my girl, hold hands, and walk around the beach towns because she's sad. I would do so every day regardless because that's what makes me happy and it's what I would choose to do. You guys see, I'm not responding to their bad. I'm just choosing to be good regardless. You guys see, I don't need bad to write a story. All of you do because you've been doing their story your entire life. If you guys break free, you're going to come to the same realization that I have. I'm like, wait a minute. Bad does not need to exist. It doesn't help us evolve. It can speed things up. I will give them credit there. I wouldn't have learned all these things as fast as I did if I didn't have to experience bad. But you guys understand then? I always come to the same thing. And I'm like, but wait a minute. Why did I need to learn this in 2 years? Would it have really been so bad for me to reach this same level in 4? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Do you see, like, yeah, bad evolves us faster, but why did I need to learn this in 2 versus 4? There's no reason to. Do you guys understand? If I had the girl and the kid and pets and organization and we're just in nature and we were just doing this stuff, who cares if it would have taken us 4 years? What's the problem? We're going to be doing this for another 50 years. What's the problem if it takes me 4 to get to this than 2? You see, if you're not doing a story, you guys can piece this together and now it just all makes sense then. And you guys just aren't in a rush. You just take things slow. And I'm telling you guys, things just don't matter anymore. When you see that everyone's just responding to bad and everyone's just doing their predetermined story and they can't choose. They just react based on what's installed in them. It's just sad. It's sad, guys. I have zero hope left. I have zero belief left anymore. I don't care at all anymore. I don't believe anything is possible anymore because it doesn't matter that I know all this stuff. None of you can ever learn this. None of you ever will learn this. And nothing will ever change. And I've come to accept that, which means that I just now want to survive and be left alone in peace, calm and quiet. But you guys see, I can't even do that because they only present bad. And since I've now created a rule for myself that I will never respond to bad, it means that I will never write another story again. And that's that. Do you guys see, now I have to accept that. I'll never get my desire. I will never get anything that I wanted. That means I will never write a story. Because they're like, so that means they're stopping. I'm like, yeah. If they present bad, I will never write a story. That means that they will never experience anything ever again. I will never do anything ever again. My chess piece will never move again. There will never be a story. I will never get a girl. I will never get a kid. I will never get another organization. I will never heal. I will never do anything. If they continue to present bad, I will never do anything ever. Then your life's over. Then so what? You guys see, it doesn't even matter anymore. If you all joined me in doing this, do you understand? They would have no choice but to never present bad again. Because then we would all not respond. There's no stories being written then. If no one is ever writing a story again because they're only presenting bad to try to get us to write the stories, they would change the game. What can't you all comprehend about that? But since you all respond to bad, they never have to change anything. Stop responding to bad. It's the solution to everything. You see, I'm in no rush at all anymore. I finally have come. They've been doing so much bad that they were been deviating me, but I wasn't responding, but they were still deviating. Because I'm telling you guys, they try to force you to use your goods, and I moved all my positives. It's not easy when they're bombarding you with an excessive amount of bad, because they're just trying to force me to do my positives again, so I start doing things again. But you see, guys, now I just don't care anymore. I'm not even doing all my positives anymore. I don't care. Just leave me alone. I was doing, but you guys weren't satisfied with what I was doing. So they started causing bad. So then I stopped doing. Do you guys understand? They are the culprit. They're the reason why I don't do. They literally, and then they get mad because they want me to do. But I'm like, then don't cause bad. If you don't cause bad, I will do. Like, we just want you to heal again. Why do you think I stopped? They're like, but you thought that if we caused bad that you would be more inclined to heal. Wrong. Don't respond to bad. Now you guys know, if you've actually listened to this whole thing, you've pieced together. Bad is just anything that happens that takes us from 100 to 0. We don't expect. We didn't know beforehand. If I tell you right now, I'm going to pour water on you, I'm like, make sure you laugh about it. You guys understand it's not a bad because you now know. Doesn't mean that you enjoyed it, but you see, you guys, the 100 to 0 event doesn't happen. Then the proof of choice storm happens. Remember what I said, guys? Dark spirits, light spirits, based on what's been installed in us. So if we go positive or negative, it's predetermined. That this one you can't do anything. You can understand it. If you understand it, you can now fight back and control it. But the way we feel is guaranteed. They make us feel positive or negative based on everything that's been installed in us. You must identify all the things that are been installed into you that make you respond a specific way. Then remember, everything that's presenting is just trying to get us to respond. Every single thing that presents is just trying to get us to respond. That's what things are. Every single thing is just trying to get us to respond so they can bring back specific variables that hold points, either positive light or negative dark, so that then we can start reacting a certain way, because then they want our response bad or bad good, but all they want us to respond. But the whole key is they want us to respond to the bad. That's it, because then if we do, it means that we are guided. We're doing it based on their terms, their way, their lens. So it means that now whatever happens next, we walk, be like, all right, so how can I now make things better? How can I get revenge? And everything that we do, then they're going to present events and suggestions and info to us that is going to make us do some things. And they're like, well, I think we should do this. Or someone says, hey, you should do this. And I'm like, that's a good idea. Do you guys see? So now we're walking their path. I'm telling you guys, don't let them write the story. It's better to have no story than to ever respond to bad. If that means you lose things, oh well. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you guys, oh well. Once you piece that they only cause bad to try to get you to respond, everything moves. Everything. Because you just understand the irrelevance of bad. And if you guys try to be like, well, it helps you evolve, and remember what I said, guys, we could evolve and we would learn the same lessons in 4 years versus 2. What's the rush? You see, guys, then you slow down. Once you realize you can be slow and there's no rush, nothing holds meaning. Because if they're only creating bad to get us to respond to their story, then I mean bad doesn't need to exist. If bad doesn't need to exist, then why would we even respond to it? That means bad isn't even real. Bad has no severity. You can see, if all of a sudden you can piece all that together, you guys realize, like, wait a minute, they're just trying to create things to make us do specific things that they want. I'm telling you guys, the reason most of you guys think I'm crazy, but if you can piece it together that, wait, I would do without bad. I would do so much without bad. You put them in predicament. They can't create bad. But the reason why just so you guys understand, the reason why they can't help themselves. The reason why they have to create bad, guys, is because they want you to do things now. They want you to do things when they want. They want you to do things how they want. That's why they create bad. They don't actually intend to always destroy you. They just want you to do things when, how, and precisely the way they intend, because then they control the future variables that get presented, so that then they can start installing the new negatives and the new positives, so they can have new conditioning and levers that they can always guide you so that you respond the way they want. So then now the stories are again controlled and predetermined, because I'm telling you guys, their greatest fear is that you break free and then you don't respond to the variables that they present anymore. Doesn't mean that they don't have an effect on you. Remember what I said, they make you feel bad or negative, but if you don't respond based on what's been installed into you, that means that they can't write the story guaranteed. They want that. That's all they want. They want a guaranteed story. They want to know that you will do always what they planned and how they planned it. And you always will choose to do the same things. If you ever deviate, then they're doomed. It's over for them. They can't do anything anymore. And that's what they try to prevent. So they spend every second trying to get us back to that. That's just how. As you can tell, guys, I could talk about this for days, for years, for centuries. I even know much more, and I'm not giving everything away, but this is enough. I talked it through for myself, but also I've given all the answers. But you guys need to understand this, because until you do, you don't have a proof of choice. There is no choice in anything that you guys are doing. None at all. And that's reality. And you guys see, like, that's why, like, I sit back now. I'm actually pretty relaxed, because I just look back and I'm like, oh man, the world is still functioning just fine. Yeah, I know a lot of people think it's bad, but I'm like, you look around and you're like, this world is surviving. I'm not saying it's thriving, but it's like surviving. You want to know why, guys? Because it's being written exactly the way they intend. That means that if at any point they're like, oh no, the world is starting to fall apart, they're going to start just modifying a few variables, some tuning levers, tuning knobs, They're gonna make it easier, and all of a sudden the world's gonna do better again. And that's it. You guys get it? So if all right now, any of you are worried about like a certain industry, certain animals, certain weather, certain things, if it gets ever too bad, just so you guys understand, they're just gonna change the tuning knob a little bit. And then it's gonna get easier, and then things are gonna do better again. And then once they are like, all right, I think we reset things sufficiently. Let's make a train just hit someone really quick. Oh no, now bad happened. Now everyone's gonna respond to it. Here we go. And now the story again will be crafted the way they want. And that's just how they do it. So I'm telling you guys is, don't panic if things are bad right now, or don't believe those narratives. Stop consuming those news, all that stuff. Those are just meant to make you respond to all the bad that you hear or see. They're just trying to create things to make people respond to them now. There's no reason to, because I'm telling you guys, if everyone ignored it, not only would it go away, but they would have to change it. They would have to. I'm telling you guys, every single bad would go away if no one responds to it. They have to. That means if no one responds, because think of it, that can create good that defeats the bad. If no one responds to it and the bad just wins, they're like, shit, everything's gonna fall apart if we don't interfere, guys. So then they're gonna change it. I'm telling you guys, if a bad cannot be overcome and cannot be defeated, they will change it. It's just that simple, guys. I'm telling you guys. They don't want all of us to lose. This earth is not in danger. This world is not in danger. They just create the bad to write the stories. I'm telling you guys, I wasn't ever supposed to learn this. I didn't even want to learn this. I had no problem operating like a regular human slave. I just wanted my girl, kid, pets, and a peaceful, quiet life. That's all I wanted. That's all I want. I don't care about any of this shit, just so you guys understand. I don't give a shit about any of this. I don't even care to heal people anymore. I just want to be isolated with a girl, kid, and pets, and anything with this world. I don't give a shit anymore about it. Do you guys understand? I don't give a shit about any of this anymore. None of it matters, because once you realize once you piece together what I've pieced together, guys, you realize, like, wait a minute. There's no urgent. None of the bad is real, guys. It's not. They're gonna remove it if no one responds to it. Do you guys get it? If that ruins your life, if you guys now have an existential crisis, then good. I'm telling you guys just do your own thing. Just create your own story. Just have fun, relax, do whatever. I'm telling you guys, there is zero urgency. There are zero problems. You don't have to be afraid of anything. Anything that presents is irrelevant. And if they keep escalating to try to force you, well then, so, you know what, whatever. You know what, then give me a game over. Do it. You guys won't, you fucking pussies. Do it. Then it's the end. Then so what? Then at least I'm finally free from this. You guys get it? It's just, they don't want us to lose. They don't want it to be the end. Join me in no longer responding to bad. It's the answer. So do you guys have proof of choice?